Okay, so we're going to have a look at some number theory today. We're going to find the largest value of k and m that suits this equation: 22 factorial divided by 3 to the k and 222 factorial divided by 3 to the m. Now we need to find the largest values of k and m where this provides an integer. So we're going to divide without any remainder, basically. So how do we go about finding that? Well, for something divided by 3 to the power of k, first of all, it must be divisible by 3. So what's going on here? So 22 factorial is 1 times 2 times 3 all the way along to 21 times 22. And that's 22 factorial. So what we do know is when we divide a number by a multiple of 3, such as 3 and 21, we know the answer will divide by 3. But if we multiply by 2 and 22, that's not going to affect if this is going to be divisible by 3 or not. So what we need to do is find out the numbers in here that are divisible by 3 when we work out 22 factorial. So for 22 factorial, the numbers that are divisible by 3 when we make up this are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 and 21. So now we need to look at the prime factorization of these, which involves the number 3. So this is 3 to the power of 1. 6 is 2 times 3 to the power of 1. Now 9 is a little bit different here, that's just 3 squared. 12 is 3 to the power of 1 times 2 squared, so that's 4 times 3. 15 is 3 to the power of 1 times 5. That's 5 3 is 15. Just checking. 18. Now we've got 3 squared now, and that's 3 squared is 9, so that's going to be multiplied by 2. And now we've got 21, which is going to be 3 to the power of 1 times 7. Okay, so we've broken down the prime factorization basically of 22 factorial, where it involves a divisor of 3. So now that what we can do now is sum up the 3 to the power of 1s and the 3 to the power of 2s. So the 3 to the power of 1s, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 in total. And then the 3 squareds, there's 1, 2. There's 2 in total. So all in all, we've got 5 3 to the 1s and 2 3 squareds. So this, as a factorial of 3, this would actually give us 4, because what we're interested in is the power of 3. So this one here is 5, and this one here is 2 squared, so that's going to be 4. So this one is 5, that's 4. So basically 22 factorial divided by 3 to the power of 9, that will yield an integer with no remainder. So just by looking at the prime factorization, we know that this number is an integer. Now I'm going to let you guys work that out for yourselves. You can put the comments in down below and tell me what the answer to that is. But now we've got a bit of a problem. We need to find m such that 222 factorial divided by 3 to the m is an integer. Now this, what I'm going to just call brute force method, is not going to work for this unless you've got a whole day to spare. So we need to come up with a formula to help us to work this out a lot more easily. So if we just take a look at these numbers here, so there's 5, which is 3 to the power of 1, and there's 4, which is 3 to the power of 2. So 22 divided by 3, that's going to give us 7. Now, by coincidence here, we have 5 plus 2, that is also 7. So by the use of 22 divided by 3 to the power of something, I think we'll use some floor function just to make sure it's a whole number, and then I think we can find a formula for this. So if you use a summation formula, we let x equal 1 to infinity, then the formula in here is we'll have the floor function, which gives the integer part of a division in here. So we're going to do let n be our number in our factorial, and let p be a prime number, so p is our prime number 3, and then it's to the power of this x. So, and that equal n factorial divided by p to some power of whatever we've got here. So here we've got k. So if we use this floor function here, so n to the p to the power of x, our p is our prime number, so in this case it's 3. Our n is the number we want to divide by, so n equals 22, so that's our factorial number, and then x is just the number through the summation. So now what we're going to do, we're going to do the floor function of n, so 22 divided by 3 to the power of 1, so that's that one, and then we're going to add 22 divided by 3 squared, and then add 22 divided by 3 cubed, and so on. Now eventually these will reach 0 because 22 divided by 27 is less than 1, so that will yield 0 in the floor function. So this is 0, so we don't need to worry about any numbers bigger than 3 or 3 or bigger. 22 divided by 3 squared, that's 22 divided by 9, so in the floor function this is going to yield 2, so that's 2, and then 22 divided by 3, that's going to give us 7 and a bit, so in the floor function that's 7, so then that is going to give us our answer of 9, and this is the number we got to here. So we know that this formula works for this formula, for this question here. So 22 factorial divided by 3 to the 9 will give us an integer. So if we just use this formula, we can solve this 222 divided by 3 to the power of m pretty quickly just by using this formula. So let's put this in a box here. Let's just work down here. So 222 factorial divided by 3 to the m. So on this formula here, p is our prime number, so p equals 3. If this is not a prime number, then we can't use this formula. We'll have to come up with another way of doing it. And if you check the link below, you'll see a video on how I'm going to do that. So p equals 3 and n is 222. Okay, so now we're just going to go through all of these, and basically when we get one that's bigger than 222, a 3 to a certain power larger than that, we know we can stop with our summation. So we've got 222 divided by 3 to the power of 1 plus 222 divided by 3 squared. I'm going to write these down here. 222 divided by 3 cubed. Well, 3 cubed is 27, so I know we can keep going. And 222 divided by 3 to the power of 4, that's 81. Now I know the next one up is going to be 243, so we know we can stop here, because then after that they're all zeros. Okay, let's work this out. 222 divided by 3, that's going to yield us 3's into 210 is 70, so that's 74. 9's into 222, so 9's into that go 2, and then 42, so the floor function of that is going to be 24. 222 divided by 27. So 27's into that are 162, 216, so that's going to give us 8. And this one here is 81. Well, 81's into 222 is just going to give us 2. So therefore we've got 74, 98, 100, 108. So therefore we can say that m here is 108. So 222 factorial divided by 3 to the power of 108 equals an integer. Okay, that's how we work that out.